Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
You're ready to reconnect, to discover, to explore a Georgia that always has more stories to share and views to admire. Set for your next adventure while you set your own pace to wonder or wander, or whatever it is that makes you feel you. To feel that Georgia feeling, those beautiful, real, honest moments. The only found in Georgia moments. Find yours at exploregeorgia.org.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up heroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome to Waleska, Georgia, home of the Reinhardt University Eagles. College basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. You're along for the ride. I'm Gabriel Stry. Lorenzo Robinson helping me keep this broadcast on the rails, and we hope you enjoy hanging on for this one. This should be a wild ride, actually. It's a really good matchup here late in the season in Appalachian Athletic Conference play on the Southeast Sports Network. The CIU Rams, one of the very best in the Southeast, on the road battling the Reinhardt Eagles. CIU 14-9 overall this season. Reinhardt Eagles 11-10, but Reinhardt at home is 8-2. CIU's Rams are 6-5 on the road, Lorenzo.
Very interesting. Reinhardt has been very competitive here at the Brown Athletic Center. Played a very good Union squad, tough. And ever since then, it seems like they can do no wrong playing within the friendly confines of their home gym.
We'll first get to know the CIU Rams. Taking a look at the Rams, I mentioned they're 14-9 overall, 6-4 on the road. Shooting from the floor, 48.9%, which is very impressive. 77.8 points per game this season. Meanwhile, the Reinhardt University Eagles, they're on a tear. They're on a comeback bid all year long. In fact, if you look just at the schedule alone, it's wild. It's all red the first half of the season and almost all green the second half of the season because they've been winning way more since the turn of the winter. Our players to watch tonight, really quickly, we'll take a look at them. We'll see if we can sneak in another look during some free throws. Darian Oates, 13.9 points per game, 48% shooting from the floor. And for Reinhardt University, who else? Nate Jones, 17.9 per game, 4.3 rebounds, 38% shooting from range this season for the Eagles. College basketball, Southeast Sports Network with that opening tip. We're underway in Waleska, Georgia. Pretty high energy start with the entry pass down inside and the easy bucket for Reinhardt University.
Mitchell Kennedy, a player who was dealing with a few ailments throughout the season. This is a game where we have not seen him a whole lot throughout the year, but he adds another dynamic down low for Reinhardt. Physical presence down low, right there making his presence felt with the finish.
It already feels like he's going to be an important piece this season down the stretch for Reinhardt University, a team that's in just this perpetual comeback bid. But if any team can do it in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, it's Reinhardt. 5-2. Here's the response from the corner, and Reinhardt remains in the lead by 3. We've already had our first tie for the moment, an Eagle lead. Here's the drive and some danger on the edge of the block. Wants to get rid of it. Fred Adams to Jones. Driving on Oates, the all-time leading scorer for CIU. This one clangs out. I like the pull-up there. Heathcock couldn't quite get it. And this one goes easily for Christian Howard, the junior from Medina, Ohio.
That was a beautiful attack there from Howard, making the play in transition.
18:20 to play in our first half. Lewis hangs on to that way back on the front court. James, the dangerous one, back outside. Jones drives from the elbow, floated back to Brazen James. 5 on the shot clock. This is Jones, and it's short.
CIU doing a great job defensively, and now they have numbers on the other end.
Brinson shovels this to the corner, and Causey can't hit it. Senior from High Point, North Carolina, out of Southwest Guilford. This is Fred Adams to the corner, and James, who pulls up, and his is short. Brazen James, a redshirt freshman from Augusta, Georgia, out of Evans High School. And we talk every time we're here, Lorenzo, about his energy he brings to the floor.
Absolutely. My nickname for him, the energy shifter. Every time he touches the ball and gets it around the rim, everyone in the gym stands on their feet, waiting with bated breath, waiting to see what he has in store.
Wide open on the wing, Jalen Brinson, our first lead change of the night.
A big-time shot there from Brinson, arguably CIU's most consistent player. Averages just a hair under 10 points a game and also 4 assists per game. He's a guy that they expect a lot out of.
He's somebody who's been special for a long time for CIU, and even dating back to his days playing prep at Olympia High School in Orlando, Florida, the graduate student. Just a great basketball player. 3 minutes, 10 seconds gone in our first period as we get the whistle. A ton of contact there on the edge of the post.
Interesting note in this matchup between Reinhardt and CIU. A season ago, Reinhardt was the 2nd seed in the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament. CIU was the 7th seed. CIU game in order to earn their way to face Reinhardt. And then in that matchup, CIU was victorious 82-71. So this Ram Ball Club was the group that ended the Eagles season just 1 year ago. So a bit of a revenge factor here for Reinhardt in this matchup.
Adams hands this off to Jones. Heavily defended by Darian Oates. Stolen away, up the floor, and Brinson ladles this one up and in. Hot start for the CIU Rams. Looking good and leading by 4. 9-5. We'll keep it right here, so don't tune away. 16.5 still to play in our first half. So far, it really feels like Reinhardt was in command and then fell behind suddenly.
Yes, part of that is the great defense from CIU. They're doing a nice job of not allowing Reinhardt to get out in transition. They're staying in front of their ball handlers, pressuring when they can. Then on the other end, they're getting out and running when they have the opportunity to do so. Jalen Brinson, a few nice finishes around the rim.
This is our player to watch for Reinhardt University, the point guard Nate Jones. Jones has been able to do no wrong this season. Junior from Dayton, Ohio. 6 feet tall flat, plays most of the game, averaging almost 35 minutes per game for Reinhardt University. His play will be a huge factor in the success of the Eagles tonight. Or lack thereof, I guess. Quick entry pass, kick back outside. Reinhardt's Darian Reed. Back to the straightaway, and a guy who's been missing after getting banged up, and he's now back. Tyler Smith took that one.
Smith, a very important player for Reinhardt, has a nice game, can play inside and out.
He didn't get the bucket, but how about the spin move from Nate Jones?
Tremendous move, and we've seen him make a lot of highlight reel moves just like that one. Unfortunately, he was unable to get that one to go, but Nate Jones so dynamic with the ball in his hands.
Back out to the straightaway, couple of handoffs. Darian Oates walking it up towards the block. He drives down inside and puts it in off the glass. That's why he's our player to watch. Sports management out of Wayne Christian, native to Goldsboro, North Carolina. The graduate student is now the all-time leading scorer for CIU's Rams. And early on tonight, we can see why he's earned that crown.
Absolutely, and even going back to that matchup that these two teams had in the postseason just last year, he was a guy that spearheaded the effort for the Rams, had 30 points in that quarterfinal matchup.
This one goes from range for three. It's 14-5, CIU Rams.
Big shot there for a team that shoots the three ball very well, a 38% three-point shooting team. A lot of guys comfortable pulling it from beyond.
CIU's Oates with a ball, walks the orange down inside, and that's automatic for him as he ladles it in for 16.
He puts so much pressure on the defense with his ability to get to the paint using his dribble. Right there, a nice attack by Oates. And the Rams, all the momentum in this one and forcing a turnover.
A couple of changes coming for Reinhardt. Onto the floor, Mitchell Kennedy and Nate Lewis. Nate Lewis, the senior from Apopka, Florida, with the disrespectful dunk. Last time Reinhardt was at home against Bluefield's Rams.
Reinhardt did a nice job throughout the latter half of their schedule, doubling back against some of the teams that they lost to in November and December. But this is actually their first matchup of the year against CIU, so a little bit of unfamiliarity with these two teams. Reinhardt struggling to figure things out here in the early stages.
It's an 11-point game for the CIU Rams. Down inside, a nice entry pass as this one goes. Quick rattle and roll.
A perfect post-entry pass there and a nice finish for CIU. They're getting everything that they can ask for on the offensive end. Nothing has been really difficult for them. They're getting nice open looks from three. They're pushing in transition. And when they set their offense, they're getting good looks every single time down. That's evidenced by the start that they've had from the field. 8 of 10 shooting so far in the early game.
Darian Reed, backdoor pass. This one rolls out to the CIU Rams. Boarded down inside by Johnny Wysong, the true freshman from Easley, South Carolina. The three is short, kept alive by CIU. Entry pass, and this one goes. Knocked down by Brandon Hunt from Williamston, Michigan, out of Williamston High School. That's a big dude. That's the kind of guy you expect to knock down a shot like that easily. 6'9". And as a junior at Williamston High School, I probably covered him playing in high school on Jackson Television, a local cable access network there in mid-Michigan. Way back when he was a baby.
Definitely growing up as a player, evidenced by that nifty move he had to get the finish. CIU up big so far, 21-5 against a team in Reinhardt that has played so well here in the Brown Athletic Center.
And that was a great play. He's averaging nearly 8 points per game this season, coming through strong with 3.2 rebounds and 4.3 assists per game. And you can see why he's been such a crucial piece for CIU's Rams right there, going down inside, creating the bucket where it didn't look like there was a chance for the score, and extending the lead of the Rams to 16. It's 21-5 in the early stages between the Rams of CIU, who are on the road, and the Reinhardt Eagles. CIU 14-9, 60% of their games they've won. They're 13-6 in conference. Reinhardt 11-10, 52%. They're 10-8 in conference. 8-2 at home, though. The Rams of CIU 6-5 on the road. That could play a factor later, but obviously an early momentum swing, a huge one in favor of CIU. Reed drives, tries this off the glass, can't get it.
You see Coach Newton turning to Darian Reed early. Reed, one of the better scorers off the bench in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, a knockdown shooter. But over his last few games, he showcased a deeper offensive bag, being able to put the ball on the ground and creating shots inside the arc, and also getting to the rack and drawing fouls.
CIU is on an absolutely insane run right now. That's the only way I can put it. A 14-0 run over the last 4 minutes.
Again, it just seems like they're getting everything they want on one end of the floor. And then on the other end, they're doing a nice job of sticking with Reinhardt, making life difficult for them, challenging every pass, contesting every shot. Just all of the momentum in their direction.
Jalen Cheater, the junior from Columbia, South Carolina, out of Ridgeview. Dish that, stolen by Lewis and the Eagles. Up the floor, the intercept made by Wysong. Here's the response by CIU as Lewis goes ahead and takes him on head-on. Christian Howard, the junior, knifing his way inside and meets up with a senior from Apopka, Florida. He goes full contact on that play.
Nate Lewis had a nice hustle play, getting the steal, chasing it down, saving it. But unfortunately for the Eagles, throwing it right into the waiting hands of the CIU Rams. Now they're at the line, hoping to extend their lead.
First and off the mark, and you can see on the very far right side of your screen, that was head coach Tony Stockman talking strategy with his boys on the edge of the floor. Center left, you can see Justin Newton standing alongside the official on the side of the floor. Those are the head coaches of these two programs. Newton, the head coach of the Eagles. Stockman, the head coach of the Rams. Tucker Lau outside to Lewis. Entry pass, that was textbook, and Reed just couldn't finish it as he's fouled inside.
That was a beautiful pass there from Lewis. A jack of all trades from Reinhardt. Can do a little bit of everything. Can play some defense on the interior. Nice perimeter defender, can dribble a little bit, finish inside, has a decent jumper, and can also make passes like that. Nate Lewis can just do so much for Reinhardt, and he's such a productive player for them.
Reed, a graduate student from Colorado Springs, Colorado. 10.6 points per game, 2.4 rebounds per game, 2.6 assists per game. At 6'3", he's really versatile, and he plays about half a game each outing for Reinhardt University, 22 minutes on average. He's shooting an impressive 47.9% from the floor, and a lot of his tries are from range. What an entry pass, and Howard puts it in off the glass. That's textbook as well, and it keeps the run going for CIU.
It's terrific execution for CIU. Every time down, getting the shots that they want.
For a moment, the run is still well intact for CIU's Rams. They're on a 16-3 run over the last 5 minutes and change. That's a wild run. Long pass up the floor, kept on. Bryce Causey harassed by Lewis all the way out to the straightaway, and the sophomore from Youngstown, Ohio, James Davis. He's a product of Liberty High School. Entry pass, in trouble, and this one goes on a second chance for the senior from High Point, Causey.
Reinhardt currently without the services of Jared Russo on the sideline in street clothes. Russo, a guy who did a tremendous job over the course of the last month, acting as a rim protector for the Eagles. It's making things difficult for them to be able to slow things down in the paint. But again, a huge credit to CIU for the way that they have executed on offense. Every time down, getting the shot that they want.
Over the last 6 minutes, a 19-3 run for the Rams of CIU. Nate Jones onto the floor for Reinhardt, coming off James Davis, coming on for the CIU Rams, Reed Warga. Nakai Fisher gets a change as well for Darian Reed. And one more guy, Tayden Owens, onto the floor for Reinhardt University. Tucker Lau will take a break. Those are some interesting personnel swaps both ways.
Absolutely, Nakai Fisher, a guy that we've seen play along the front line for Reinhardt, can play various positions down there. Tayden Owens, a nice guard, can push the pace and also make plays for himself and others.
Owens to James. From the straightaway, he knifes his way to the elbow. Jones tries this off the glass. Second chance, it goes off the corner.
When in doubt, give the ball to Nate Jones and watch him work. A nice drive into the paint. Wasn't able to get the first one, but stuck with it and made a play.
Not much of a run, but Reinhardt right now is on a little 4-2 run. A little baby 4-2 run. Tayden Owens wants to extend that run and make it a bit bigger. 10:45 to play in the first half. Reinhardt with the ball. Owens walks it down inside. Causey there, and he's fouled as he takes the shot. Justin Newton clapping. If you're Coach Newton, if you're the Reinhardt Eagles, you'll take that all day long.
Of course, a nice aggressive take there from Tayden Owens, getting inside and drawing the foul. They're going to need some more of that as they're down by 16 here at home. CIU has done a tremendous job just making everything difficult for Reinhardt. 3 of 11 from the field, 5 turnovers, and 10 CIU points off of Reinhardt's 5 turnovers.
CIU, the new all-time leading scorer, Darian Oates, has been a huge part of their efficiency, averaging 13.9 points per game, 61% from the floor this season. The offense of the Rams is averaging 77.8 points per game. Reinhardt did extend that run 6 points now. Trailing big, CIU looking to extend it. Couldn't do it, but they get the board. Here's a shot from along the sideline. Battle for the ball. Newton wants the foul, but James comes away with the orange. Lone tire for Tayden Owens as he's followed up the floor by Bryce Causey out of Southwest Guilford. Oates is back onto the floor as Will Kelly goes to the bench, the sophomore from Belmont. Keep an eye on Oates for a scoring explosion after getting a bit of rest. We're halfway exactly through our first half. 26-12, all CIU Rams here on SCSN.
Reinhardt needs to find a way to get some easy looks. Maybe try to free up Nate Jones for something from beyond the arc.
Inside, James gets it to go off the glass. 26-14. Reinhardt gets another back. It's now a 12-point game.
Nice lay there from James as he attempts to try to ignite this Reinhardt crowd. Put some spunk into his team. They're down big currently at home. That was just a fantastic move there. Darian Oates getting to gain a little bit of a reputation as an eagle killer of sorts. Start and stop there, and a nice shot there for the mid-range.
Both programs head to the bench for a quick timeout. We'll take a timeout as well and be right back. More college basketball in a moment on the Southeast Sports Network.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, home of the Reinhardt University Eagles. College basketball on the Southeast Sports Network between the CIU Rams. They're 14-9 this season, and the Reinhardt Eagles, who are 11-10. Our players to watch, we'll quickly glance at them before we get back underway. Darian Oates for the Rams, 13.9 points per game, 48% from the floor, 3.5 rebounds per game. He's wearing number 15. And for Reinhardt's Eagles, it's Nate Jones, wearing number 11, 17.9 points per game, 38% from beyond the arc this season for the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Welcome back inside of Brown Athletic Center. This is Tayden Owens cutting it up with the ball to James in the corner, who wants the three. It rattles out. I thought he was going to knock that down, and this place was going to go nuts.
He got a really good look at it from the corner. Not able to get it to fall.
Well, no matter how you split it, this breakup of the run by Reinhardt, you can't really say the Eagles run a good run. You could call it a 5-8 run or a 4-6 run for Reinhardt. Either way, it's not that impressive. But what it did do was stop a 14-0 run, or you could split it as a 19-3 run for CIU.
Anytime you're on the wrong end of a run like that, the last thing you need to do is play even or close to even basketball. You need to be able to get stops and score yourself and try to create a run of your own, a meaningful run to try to get yourself back into the game.
A couple of changes for Reinhardt.
Seems like the Eagles are going to try to press here to speed up the Rams a little bit, try to knock them off of their game offensively. Again, they're getting every shot that they want on offense, 12 of 20 from the field. They have not had any issues finding good looks.
Brinson on the wing, entry pass, and that was a great pass, but it's blocked down inside by James, and the ball goes back to the Reinhardt Eagles. The Rams were really good last time out. They nearly overcame a 19-point deficit against Union College. DeAnthony Hitchcock, key in that, contributed 12.5 points, and that's his average per game. Reinhardt back to the offensive end, can't hit the three.
That especially hurts when you have such a great defensive play there from Brazen James, and they were just not able to capitalize.
This one turned back over right away to the Reinhardt Eagles. Reinhardt last time out a win, a narrow one too, a really exciting win for the Eagles. 85-83 against Pikeville. That was on Monday, the 29th.
Owens trapped, is in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, a battle for the ball. Players chopping it up and all fired up about that. 30-second timeout on the floor. We're not going to send you to timeout. We'll keep it here on the Southeast Sports Network, so stay with us. 7:37 to play in the first half. 14-point game, 28-14. For the moment, the Rams have the Eagles doubled up, all fueled by a 19-3 run. At one point, a 14-0 4-minute run for CIU's Rams. An explosion from the early stages down sort of the 10-minute mark. Lorenzo, what do the Eagles of Reinhardt University have to do to dig their way out of this hole?
I mean, they're going to have to get a little bit grimy. They're going to have to get dirty. What that means is they're going to have to start winning some of these 50-50 balls. Right there, we saw a good example there. Tayden Owens getting trapped, the ball loose on the ground, and CIU first to the ground and able to get the timeout. And that's been kind of emblematic of what we've seen throughout this game. CIU getting offensive rebounds, forcing turnovers. They are first to every single 50-50 ball that has been in this game. So if that's going to change, Reinhardt will have a chance. But if it stays that way, CIU is going to win comfortably going away.
Just like that, we're back underway. CIU onto the floor. trying to push the tempo. Brinson, entry pass. Heathcott goes backdoor with it. All the way back up top to Brinson. Graduate student from Orlando, Florida. He's swatted at and loses it. Tate Owens picks up the foul, the freshman out of Cherokee High School.
It seemed like Owens had a lot of ball on that one. It felt like I audibly heard the ball get smacked out of the ball handler's hands, but ref calling the foul. And another quick one there from Owens.
Yeah, it feels like we're getting foul after foul right now. Inbound is going to come from right in front of us. Reed Warga, the junior from Piedmont. He's at a Wren High School. Warga. Floated far side. Entry pass. Danger. Reed Warga is taking his time with the ball as he hands it off. Floated close side from the wing. This goes for 31. Extending their lead, CIU way out in front with 7 minutes to play in the first half.
Just a tremendous possession for CIU. Continuous movement, ball movement, and player movement. They're doing a great job, again, getting every single look that they want. They are willing to work and work and work until they find the shot that they want to shoot on that possession. And anytime you're playing a team that moves the ball as well as them and also has players constantly moving and cutting and picking and popping, it's so difficult to contain. You have to stay locked in for the entire 30-second clock.
That's an absolute crash down on the edge of the block, and the ball goes back to CIU's Rams as Darian Oates will inbound.
But another extra effort play, putting your body on the line, drawing the charge. That's what CIU has done. They have done all of the little things to be able to be up by 17. And eventually those little things lead to big things.
This is Oates with a step back J. It pops out. Gathered by the redshirt sophomore from Statesboro, Fred Adams, who tees up James. All the way back outside. That one is open from the corner and pops out. Adams keeps it moving for Reinhardt. That's a great backdoor pass. Lewis picks it up off the boards and now swatted away by CIU.
And those are the ones that keep you up at night. Fred Adams doing a nice job getting to the loose ball. A nice pass down low to Lewis. He was not able to finish amongst the trees.
Hey, you're down. Brand is up.
Reed Warga will inbound from the front of the Reinhardt University bench. Puts it on the floor to James Davis. One pass now stolen. Nate Lewis, backdoor. Jones tries it off the glass and it goes. Well, that's a highlight play.
Another nice defensive play there from Lewis and a good find to see Jones. They're going to need to up their defensive pressure and force more CIU turnovers if they're going to find a way back into this ball game.
That was Nate Lewis' 34th steal this year. And now another steal. This time it's Jones. His 39th steal. The pull-up. Nate Lewis. He gets it to go. The senior from Apopka, Florida, averaging 12.8 points per game this season and absolutely nails that from range.
That was a nice shot there from Lewis. His first points of the game. He's made a few nice defensive plays right there, getting on the board offensively.
This one goes a bit wide. Jones boards it. 4:40 to play in our first half. Lewis tries again. Reinhardt's trying to spark a run. They're trailing by 12. 4:28 to play in the first half as Warga runs the floor for CIU.
Eagles are absolutely still in striking distance. Just a 12-point lead for the Rams.
Yeah, these come from behind wins and runs have been a story for both of these teams throughout the season. Warga tries for mid-range, skiffs off the iron, it's loose and now boarded by Tyler Smith. Smith, somebody who Reinhardt fans and, of course, CIU fans not well acquainted with because he's been out for so long. A senior from Lakeland, Florida, averaging 14.3 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and he's got 33 steals this season, even though he's really seen limited action. This is just his 14th game he's played in.
He's been a staple of the Reinhardt program over the last few years. Anytime he's able to be on the floor, he makes an instant impact. Again, a big body that can play inside and out, can shoot the 3 and also create shots down low.
2 quick passes. This is Fred Adams, who tries to drive inside. Lewis going to try his hand at it now as it's stolen away in traffic by Christian Howard. Reinhardt takes it right back. Reed, bit too much. Smith trying again, and he's fouled down inside.
Right there, you see the value of having Tyler Smith on the floor. A bit of an errant shot there from Darian Reed. Smith able to corral the offensive rebound, fighting through some contact and drawing the foul.
James is going to check in for Reinhardt as Smith will shoot 2 at the line. 12-point game, 3:32 to play in our first half from Waleska, Georgia. Tyler Smith being back is going to be a big boost down the stretch for Reinhardt's Eagles as far as I'm concerned. And I mentioned their win-loss record just to give you an idea. Before the break, Reinhardt had only won 5 games. Since the break, they've only lost 2. Think about how crazy that is.
It's been a tale of 2 teams so far for Reinhardt. The team that we have seen since the break is a squad that can beat almost any team in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. A squad that nobody wants to play. Right now, it seems like CIU is playing a group that is representing more of the squad that we saw Reinhardt as in the first half of the season.
CIU to snap a 7-3 run by the Eagles. Off the mark, trying again. And now the ball over the baseline, off of the floor as we get the whistle.
Thought Bryce Causey got away with a bit of a push on that offensive rebound, pushing Nate Lewis in the back. However, no call, and the ball still in possession of the Rams. And a quick whistle there on Nate Jones.
No time wasted. So I mentioned that CIU was coming off of a narrow loss. And I mentioned a run they have. They were at a 19-point deficit at one point. Nearly came from behind to win that. On the flip side, Reinhardt also nearly overcame a deficit. Or rather, they did overcome a deficit, excuse me. They won 85-83 against Pikeville, and they overcame a 9-point deficit at the end of the first half to win that. We have an 11-point game with 3 minutes to go in our first half here. Ball popped out. CIU going to capitalize. Wysong, outlet pass to Jeter. Back across, stolen by Nate Lewis. And he is thrown to the hardwood.
And immediately after the foul, we saw Johnny Wysong kind of put his hands up and say, what did I do? I didn't do anything. But normally, if you're the person putting your hands up, you are the perpetrator. That is just a rule of thumb and a fact of life. And now Nate Lewis going to the line.
That's his 35th steal this season, and I mentioned it a few moments ago. He had a steal that was a highlight play. Last time at home against the Bluefield Rams, he had a steal out of the air. It was a one-handed grab at the peak of his jumping height. Took it back in a slam dunk all alone. He's been really spectacular. His athleticism on full display this season for Reinhardt.
Such a terror on the defensive end. Fills a lot of gaps for Reinhardt. Again, as both a rim protector and a perimeter stopper.
Reinhardt still a bit of a run. It's 9-4 for the moment. 2.5 to play in our first half from Waleska, Georgia, between the Eagles and the Rams. Here's the drive, CIU, backdoor. This one rolls off the front. It's loose and picked up by Reinhardt. Eagles up the floor, Adams to the corner, Jones back to him and pushed into the bench by Bryce Causey.
CIU was slowing down considerably on the offensive end. Reinhardt building some momentum. They need to continue to have strong offensive possessions to find themselves back into the ball game. They've now cut what was once a 16-point lead to 9.
Smith fed this to Adams. Nate Jones off the handoff, entry pass. This goes, and the foul. A chance at the old-fashioned three-point play.
That's a weapon that Coach Newton didn't have at his disposal for a large chunk of the season. Being able to dump it down low to a guy that is very capable of scoring in the post. Tyler Smith, the beautiful footwork down low, finding the crease, drawing the contact, and getting the N1.
And so our smallest margin in quite some time. Only one tie, one lead change tonight. Tyler Smith gets all three. And it's a 6-point game with 2 minutes to go in our first half. Reinhardt on a 12-4 run over the last couple of minutes.
The Eagles have been able to tighten the screws defensively.
Look at that. That's why he's the all-time leading scorer, a product of Wayne Christian High School. Darian Oates streaking up the hardwood. Tyler Smith with a response, a little kiss off the glass, and that goes.
Guy, again, so comfortable at putting the ball on the floor, making plays for himself. Right there in the isolation play, getting to the rack.
Oates to Heathcock. He's defended by Smith. Causey. CIU looking for a loose spot in the defense. Entry pass. There it is. He gets it to go, wrestling the twine.
That was a nice job noticing the mismatch by Christian Howard. Having the smaller Nate Jones on him, he immediately went to work in the post and connected on the little baby hook in the lane.
And that bucket crushes a 12-4 run. Reinhardt University trailing 36-28. Not for long. Back to a 6-point game just like that. 51 seconds left in our first half from Waleska, Georgia. CIU inside, swatted at, and somehow the Eagles come away with it. Down low, off the glass. This goes for Nate Jones.
Move here from Nate Jones. Very similar to the one that he had in the lane earlier. This time able to get it to go. And all of a sudden you can feel some life here in the Brown Athletic Center.
A lot of life in the Brown Athletic Center. 36-32, 26.8 seconds left in our first half. Reinhardt gets the ball back.
This was once a 16-point ball game, and almost in the blink of an eye, Reinhardt slashing the lead to 4 with a chance to cut into it even more as they had this possession with no shot clock. The Eagles doing a phenomenal job of just continuing the battle.
Reinhardt could take us to the half. Up to bring some pressure is Reed Warga, the junior. Tayden Owens inbounds over to Darian Reed. Reed, the graduate student from Colorado Springs. The deadly three-point shooter, double-teamed. 18 seconds, long ball, Jones in the corner, he's double-teamed. Out to Tyler Smith, got rid of it. This is Reed, 10 seconds, Reed to Smith. Smith on the edge of the block, out to Jones, steps back from the wing, wants three, big high bounce, boarded by Warga. 2 seconds, 1 second, he gets the shot off in time, and it's wide. So we've reached the half in a 4-point game in Waleska, Georgia. A lot more interesting than it looked like it was going to be when the Rams of CIU were on a 19-3 run. What a change, what a swing of momentum.
Reinhardt fighting a way to heat up, getting very aggressive, attacking the basket. 11 free throw attempts there, 10 of 11 from the line, going a long way towards helping them find themselves back into this ball game.
We're at the half in a 4-point game on the Southeast Sports Network. College basketball, the CIU Rams lead the Reinhardt University Eagles in Appalachian Athletic Conference play. We'll take a short break and be back with more college basketball in just a couple of moments on the Southeast Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
At Schrei Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Schrei Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Schrei Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach,
culinary arts, auditor, a firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyestoofficiating.com.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, inside of the Brown Athletic Center. College basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. Thanks so much for being with us for this great tilt this afternoon, evening between the Rams of CIU and the Eagles of Reinhardt University. I'm Gabriel Fry here on the Southeast Sports Network, bringing you all the action. Here alongside me, Lorenzo Robinson for this great tilt. As you can see, the Eagles of Reinhardt warming up there on your screen. Be sure to connect with us. Visit our website at sesnsports.com. You can find us on social media as well at SESN Sports. Get connected, stay in the know, and get sports here locally in the Southeast. We'd love to have you along for the ride. Just a couple of minutes away from tip for our second half. It's a 4-point game after one half of play here in Waleska. 36-32, CIU Rams lead. Lorenzo, you've got the stats from that first half. Walk me through our top performers to this point.
Well, Darian Oates, a guy who has built up a reputation in the Appalachian Athletic Conference as one of its better players. And again, 30 points in the deciding game in the quarterfinal matchup between these two teams a year ago. Continuing, picking up right where he left off, 8 points, 4 of 6 shooting. Christian Howard, 4 of 4 from the field, a perfect 4 for 4 from the field with 9 points. And then for Reinhardt, Tyler Smith, fresh off of injury, returning with 9 points, 3 of 4 from the field. And Nate Jones, Mr. Consistent, 4 of 8 with 9 points of his own.
Nate Jones looking good, our other player to watch. Looks like we maybe should have watched Tyler Smith, though. He's been on fire tonight and a huge contributor. Somebody coming back from injury to be that hot seems very unusual to me, but I'm into it. I like it. 60 seconds until the second half starts. One last look at the road team. The better team in conference play, CIU's Rams, 14-9 overall, 6-4 on the road. The Eagles, 8-2 at home, as you saw a moment ago, and they're 11-10 overall. Trailing by 4 at the half, 36-32 to CIU. And we're into the very final stages of the season. After this, Reinhardt, their schedule, only 5 games left at St. Andrews, Bryan, then hosting Montreat and 2 more road games on the 21st and 24th of this month at CIU and then Tennessee Wesleyan. Then it's tournament time up in Kingsport, Tennessee for both of these programs. And right now, things looking really good for CIU. Reinhardt hanging around, trying to get a good seed.
As good as things are looking for CIU, currently ahead by 4. They opened up an early 16-point lead against the Eagles. It was 26-10 at one point. Reinhardt doing a nice job of just staying in and continuing the fight. Defensively, they tightened things up a little bit, got a little bit more aggressive attacking the rim. 10 of 11 from the free throw line, 11 free throw attempts to 5 for the Rams. That's going a long way towards keeping them in the game.
If you look back at that first half, it was all a 19-3 run for CIU. That put them out in the lead. And Reinhardt has just been slowly digging their way back a couple of points at a time from that deficit the entire duration of the night. Running the floor for CIU, it's Jalen Brinson, the graduate student from Orlando. He goes up in the quick whistle on Adams.
Some embellishment there on that one from Jalen Brinson.
Tony Stockman, Justin Newton both get their programs in front of the whiteboard for a couple of minutes, and it could play a big factor in our second half. Oh, the floater is automatic for Will Kelly, the sophomore from Belmont.
And that one went so high, it very nearly kissed the sky before falling down. Tremendous floater there from Kelly.
Okay, Dr. Seuss.
Oh, you know, I can make a rhyme anytime I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it.
I like that. Lewis to the corner. James the entry pass. Kennedy blows a tire, and it's picked up by Brinson. CIU leading by 6, 38-32. The score in this second half, 2-0. Ball's loose for a moment. And this one goes. The 3-ball to extend it to a 9-point game, a 5-0 run to open the second half.
CIU picking up right where they left off. Right now, the beginning of the second half looking a lot like the beginning of the first. Rams playing great defense and 2 tremendous looks.
Only 1 tie and 1 lead change tonight. The backdoor pass and the dunk by Kennedy.
Fred Adams quietly putting together a nice season as the point guard for the Eagles, amongst the top 10 in assists per game. Right there, the nice dump off to Mitchell Kennedy for the jam.
Rams lead 2 minutes and 1 second into the second half, 41-34. And a trip to the line now for Jalen Brinson. Brinson, 100 assists on the season as of tonight. 45% from the floor. He shoots 38.6% from range. Business administration major. And he means business at the line.
Absolutely. He's been such a consistent player for CIU this year. Again, about 10 points, 4 assists. Does a nice job of controlling tempo, can step out and hit the three-point shot and also attack the paint.
CIU a 7-2 run to open the second half, just 2.5 minutes gone. Lewis trying the mid-post. Tyler Smith wants a chance of his own. In trouble on the elbow, pass back door. Reinhardt tries the corner, and Jones, who tries the glass, and the foul. He'll take it as he'll go to the line.
Those aggressive takes to the rim have gone a long way towards keeping Reinhardt in this ball game. 11 free throw attempts in the first half. Here they're going to have their first 2 of the second. Sometimes when you're struggling to score and you're struggling to hit shots, it could be a nice way for you to find a way to manufacture points, creating contact, driving hard and aggressively, not necessarily trying to get to the rim to draw fouls, but it's a nice byproduct of being aggressive going to the rim. The Eagles doing a nice job of converting on those looks too. 12 of 13 from the free throw line so far in this one.
Here's the drive off the glass, won't go. The score of the second half is 8-4. It was a 4-point game at the half, right now an 8-point separation. James to Lewis. He takes it inside. The putback won't go either as it's boarded up by Christian Howard.
An awful lot of contact on that one, but no whistle.
Heathcock, a product of Cartersville, Georgia. And there's your whistle.
Nate Lewis again just doing all the little things for Reinhardt, putting his body on the line, drawing the charge. Even in games where his stat line doesn't jump off out the page for you, he just does so many things for Reinhardt to make them who they are. Again, fills a lot of gaps for this ball club.
Tyler Smith tries the inside, and he's fouled on his way to the basket.
Smith, he's big, physical, very light on his feet, and aggressive going to the rim. And there's a saying, there's only one way to stop a freight train in motion. You have to hit him to slow it down.
First one clatters off. Second one goes. That cuts it to a 7-point game. 3 minutes and 20 seconds into our second half in Waleska. James Davis, the entry pass backdoor, somehow gathered and came down with it, but Heathcock can't finish. How about the elevation?
Yeah, he got up high above Nate Lewis to get that and just could not get it to fall.
Jones, a little kiss off the glass. A nice bucket cuts it back to a 5-point difference.
That's a 4-point swing right there. Instead of being up by 9, the lead is now cut to 5. Seeing Reinhardt go to a look that we've seen throughout this second half of the year. Coach Newton going without a true big man on the floor.
Reinhardt on a 6-0 run. Off the turnover, Jones for 42. The closest it's been since the opening minutes of tonight.
Big time 3 there from Nate Jones, but just a moment ago I said Reinhardt going without a traditional big man on the floor. But it seems like every time I say that, Heathcock with the jam, but every time I say that, it seems like Nate Lewis just takes it personally. right there with a nice rejection a few plays earlier.
A 4-point game again. That was an important bucket for CIU. 5 minutes into our second half. Lewis wants to go all the way. Backdoor pass. Tyler Smith. The disgusting jam.
You can feel this crowd starting to get into it. A few highlight reel plays for the Eagles. A nice dunk there from Tyler Smith. And it's a 2-point game.
Here's the response for 3. Couldn't get it. Trading bucket for bucket following that 9-0 run for Reinhardt. This is Tyler Smith to the mid-post, off the glass, short.
A quick whistle there on that one. And that's what you turn to when you talk about the inconsistency of calls. There have been a few plays where there was plenty of contact, bodies hitting the floor, arms getting smacked. You can hear the scratches happening. And no whistle on a few of those plays, but some relatively innocent contact there. Just the guy swiping at the ball after a rebound and a foul call made.
A 2-point game, 14:20 to play. Here's the 3 ball, and it jumps out on CIU.
Now about the box out by Fred Adams, doing a nice job of clearing out Deontay Heathcock, giving up some height and some weight, sticking himself in there and getting the clear out.
Adams back outside to Kennedy. He's going to try again, knifing his way inside, and he'll pick up the foul.
Adams probably the smallest man on the floor, but what he lacks in size, he makes up for in heart. His defense, his basketball IQ, and his toughness makes him a very valuable member of this Eagle ball club.
It's a 2-point game. Here's the inbound for Reinhardt. Nakai Fisher. Darian Reed outside. Jones on the elbow for the tie at 46. He gets it to go.
Nate Jones going hard to the basket and then pump the brakes, pulling up for the mid-range jumper. And it's a tie ball game, folks.
And that's our first tie since the opening minute of play. To snap it, this one a big high jump. And right away the whistle down inside. 13:33 to play. We're tied at 46 for the moment.
And another rather curious whistle by the ref. Seemed like there was a fight for the ball. 2 guys boxing out Heathcock. But the foul called on Reinhardt. The Eagles have done a nice job of playing through those whistles, not allowing them to stymie their attack.
This game is like a microcosm of the Eagles' season. Starting down big, coming back from behind. Here's the 3. Couldn't snap the tie. CIU keeps it. Wysong outside to Brinson. Back to him. Big man driving and puts it in with a little touch off the glass. 48-46 Rams.
That was a nice attack there. A little kiss off the glass, evading Mitchell Kennedy at the rim.
Reinhardt, Owens for the lead, and 49 couldn't get it.
No one's felt like he had a good look at it, was unable to get it to fall. A nice response by CIU. Reinhardt tying the game up at 46, with the Rams now ahead 50-46. They're hoping to add on to their lead.
12:50 to play. I thought that was wrong. The score was wrong. Our score bug on the broadcast is based off of the display here in the venue. And so we kind of have to trust our instincts every now and then. And I was looking at Lorenzo like, where did that other 4 points come from?
Yeah, just a little curious.
48-46, CIU Rams out in front. And a couple of changes coming, as you can see on the bottom right there. Lewis calling out to his teammates for the tie at 48, but before he can take the shot, the whistle on the foul.
And when Reinhardt goes to this more untraditional look, not having a true 5 on the floor, that means that opposing teams' bigs are going to be forced to match up with either Nate Lewis or Tyler Smith. And how many big men can handle a guy doing an in-and-out dribble from the three-point line? Not a lot.
Owens wants to take it himself. Wow, a great attempt. Couldn't get it down inside.
Another play with a lot of contact, but no whistle.
Brinson the feed to Oates, the all-time leading scorer, just off the mark from three. Owens to the board, letting him play through contact. 8 minutes gone in our second half in a 2-point game, 48-46 CIU Rams, and now a quiet moment, 90 seconds without a bucket. Lewis is fouled on the edge of the block.
It appears there was a travel violation called, and I mean, it was a lot of contact again on that one, but you have to give the refs a little bit of credit for letting them play. You just would love to see the whistles be a little bit more consistent, not just on both ends of the floor, but on a play-by-play basis.
On the close side, it's CIU. Rams across to Oates. Darian Oates trying to get around Reed. Close side, wide open. Brimson drains the three ball to extend the lead of the Rams to 5. It's 51-46.
And those are scrambles that go a long way towards deciding games. There's a bit of a scoring drop between these two teams. It was 48-46 for nearly 2.5 minutes of game time. CIU breaking that open with the three to go up by 5. Now a challenge for the Eagles. Whistles aren't going your way. You're not having a particularly nice shooting night. Can you continue to battle and put yourself in position to make this a possession-by-possession game down the stretch?
11 minutes left to play. Adams out to Jones. The straightaway, back and forth. He goes with Reed. He's wide open and can't drain it. Oates on the front court. Defended by Reed. He'll battle his way down inside and drop this one in. A nice bit of touch. 53-46. And it's now a 7-0 run for CIU in response to a 13-2 run by Reinhardt that brought us to a tie game.
And again, a lot of credit to CIU doing a nice job of battling. After Reinhardt tied this up, the entire gym standing on their feet. There was a lot of energy in this building, and now virtually quiet.
Jones to the corner and a kick ball.
Now the kickball violation in basketball is already rare as is. How often do you see a single player get 2 kickballs within a 5-second span?
Can't remember. I don't think I've ever seen that, actually. Here's the drive. It's in trouble. Adams, backdoor. Lewis spins and gets it to go. Tyler Smith. And he gets the lid off here. It was a 7-0 run for the Rams. Now it's a 7-2 run Rams. They'll look to keep their foot on the gas on this trip up the floor.
Now the challenge, can they stop CIU from getting a shot that they need?
Oates, ignition, gas off of the backboard. 55-48 CIU.
Darian Oates is a terror with the ball in his hands. A nice driver. It's hard to stay in front of him. Part of it is his speed, being able to get around guys, but the strength and body control to finish inside.
Darian Reed from over them mountains drains the three into the twine. It's a 4-point game again with 9:20 to play.
If you've been paying attention to Reinhardt's season, you know how dangerous Darian Reed is from the great beyond. A 48% three-point shooter, knocking a huge one down for the Eagles.
And that takes what was a 9-2 run for the Rams and cuts it to a 9-5 run. Not for long, though. That pushes it to 11-5. A quick response. 6-point game, 9 minutes to play.
That's 4 possessions in a row. Darian Oates controlling the ball for CIU. When in doubt, put the ball in the hands of one of your best players and let him go to work.
This one rattles out, trying again, and the foul down inside. James going to come in for Nate Lewis.
quiet in the first half. But now up to 14 points for CIU. Almost all of those points coming unassisted. Going to work in one-on-one situations so hard to stay in front of a very tough cover.
That goes to the line and cuts it down to 57-52, a 5-point game. A bunch of changes for the Rams of CIU.
Of course, with all the changes, a familiar face remains on the floor for the Rams, Darian Oates. As he seems to be able to be picking up some momentum. And now without Brinson on the floor for CIU, Oates fills in as the nominal point guard in this lineup. Of course, a nice move by Coach Newton, putting one of his most athletic defenders in Brazen James on Oates, and he's face guarding him. He's not even worried about any other player on the floor.
Long pass, close side to the corner, Rams. He wants to pull up, trying to create a bit of space. Leading by 4. CIU looking to the interior. Oates stolen away by James, battling for the orange. He's got it and able to get this over to Tyler Smith.
James, a phenomenal job of denying Oates the ball.
Reed, backdoor pass, and this goes funneling in off of the glass.
And again, Brazen James picking up Darian Oates full court, the energy shifter. I know we say that he does a lot to shift the energy with the ball in his hands on offense, but defensively, as soon as he comes in, slowing down the hottest player on the floor in Oates.
So you look back at this game, it was a 19-3 run for CIU to jump out to a big lead. That pushed them way out in front. Reinhardt storms back, makes it a 4-point game at the half. And they're able to come back and nearly take the lead as they go on a 9-0 run, but CIU staves them off. They go on a 9-2 run, and now slowly closing in again on the Rams. Reinhardt trailing by just 2, 57-55. 7:45 to play in Waleska. College Hoops, Southeast Sports Network, Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Ball's lost. Scooped back up by CIU. Shoveled to the corner for 3. This goes. 60-55, a 5-point game as this one is drained by Will Kelly.
Big time shot there to quiet this Reinhardt crowd.
Working the ball all around. This one from the straightaway in response. 3-ball for 3-ball in Waleska, Georgia. The energy is over the top in Brown Athletic Center.
Back and forth, back and forth. These two Appalachian Athletic Conference foes going at it. Right now a 2-point game. And it's anyone's game here with 7 minutes remaining.
There's another look back at that 3. Deep money ball. And it brings us back to within 2 with 7:16 to play in Waleska, Georgia. You can see the Eagles huddled up, talking strategy. Bench boss Justin Newton for Reinhardt. Tony Stockman taking full advantage for the CIU Rams. The Rams 14-9, 6-5 on the road. They've got 13 conference wins. Reinhardt 11-10. 10 conference wins. They're 8-2 at home this season. They've won 2 in a row as well. Lorenzo, how important is this win to their Appalachian Athletic Conference bid?
It's incredibly important because when you take a look at the standings, Reinhardt currently sitting at 5th place with a 10-8 record, and just 2 spots ahead of them is the CIU Rams, 13-6. These two teams will meet again in Columbia a few games from now. So if Reinhardt can somehow come away with 2 victories over the Rams, they will have the tiebreaker over CIU. Both teams will have the same number of conference losses as well, and that could potentially mean very interesting things in terms of seeding. Or if these two teams happen to end up 4th and 5th in the conference, we could see a rematch of last year's quarterfinal game between these two squads.
The Rams haven't trailed since the first minute of play. We've been tied twice tonight. 7 minutes left to go in Waleska. And a lot of contact near the midcourt stripe, the whistle against Reinhardt.
And Nate Jones did not agree with that call. And as I sit right here, I can say that he does have a bit of a point. And you can hear it from the crowd, inconsistency from this officiating crew in terms of the level of contact that they allow. It seems like there have been some plays where players are, again, bodies hitting the floor, car crash type of plays that we haven't seen any whistles be called. An interesting call there on Jones. And it puts CIU at the line with a chance to extend their lead.
The first one goes. Jalen Jeter at the charity stripe. He gets both. 62-58. Here's James from the mid-post, tries the turnaround, and this one off the mark. Reinhardt. 6:41 on the clock as it stops on that.
James had a decent look inside, just a little bit out of control down low. Wasn't able to collect himself to get a better look at the rim.
Brinson, the graduate student from Orlando. And this is turned back over to Reinhardt's Eagles.
An offensive foul there from Heathcock. And something to note, Darian Oates was terrorizing Reinhardt a few possessions in a row, getting to his spots in isolation, got up to 14 points, and as soon as Brayson James came into the game, started face guarding him, picking him up full court. Oates was working so hard to get open. Fatigue had to have set in a little bit, and he's now on the bench trying to collect himself.
James from the top of the block, fed it off to Tyler Smith, who battles his way down inside, and the foul.
Nice physical take there from Tyler Smith in the post. I've said it before, but just to return to that thought, isn't it great for Coach Newton to have this weapon at his disposal in Tyler Smith? A guy who can play down low, inside and out. Nice post game, good footwork, strong. You can just dump it down to him and watch him go to work.
Smith, a senior from Lakeland, Florida, action in only 14 games this season because of injury. He gets both at the line and brings us again to within just 2 points.
Smith's up to 18 in this one. 6 of 7 from the free throw line.
Entry pass from the top of the block. It's stolen by Lewis. He gets it to James. To the corner. The drive, and Smith off the glass ties us for the third time tonight.
And this Reinhardt team is a completely different group when Tyler Smith is on the floor.
62-62, 5:45 to play in Waleska, Georgia. Thank you for being with us on the Southeast Sports Network, and thank you to everyone simulcasting tonight's game. You can find us on the Reinhardt Eagles YouTube channel, the Midwest Sports Network, Southeast Sports Network, and LOJ Telephone Company's ETC Now, live on cable television in Cherokee County. Jump ball down inside.
And who was the first to the ground for that loose ball, you ask? None other than Fred Adams, scrapping, getting down on the ground, getting dirty. I said before, Reinhardt needed to get grimy, needed to get dirty to win this game. Now they're starting to do that, getting to those loose balls, making life difficult for CIU.
Adams is out of Tatno High School, Statesboro, Georgia. And I'm glad you pointed that out. He is especially scrappy. And you look at the average height of the guys on the floor, I think the second tallest guy, or second shortest guy out there rather, is 6 foot tall.
Absolutely. And Fred Adams, his raw box score numbers don't necessarily jump out at you. but he is a very sound decision maker with the ball in his hands, a good playmaker, a good defender, and very, very physical.
Here's the inbound. In some trouble. Wysong, the true freshman, outside to Brinson. We're tied at 62. Reinhardt has trailed since the opening 60 seconds of play. To cushion this, Oates' entry pass is stolen by James. I thought he was going to shoot initially from the elbow.
But Oates has been completely shut down so far by Brazen James. He has not scored when James has been defending him. A nice adjustment from Coach Newton.
Lewis from mid-range can't break the tie. It would have been the first lead since the opening 60 seconds for Reinhardt. 62-62, 4:49 to play, and a timeout on the floor taken by the Rams of CIU. We're going to take a timeout with them. We haven't taken a break in a long time. College basketball, Southeast Sports Network. We'll be back with more action in just 30 seconds.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
There's a look at your CIU Rams. We're tied at 62, 4:48 to play from Waleska, Georgia on the Southeast Sports Network. It's just our second tie of this second half. We've been tied 3 times tonight. CIU's Rams have led since just 60 seconds into the game. Reinhardt is seeking their first lead of the second half. They've been battling, hanging around. It's really been a 4-point game for most of the second half.
It has been a continuous battle. But again, the energy shift, you're back at it again. Brazen James, this time on the defensive end, completely eliminating Darian Oates.
This is Brinson defended by Adams. Now Smith picks him up as he passes it far side. An Oates pass tipped and sails out of play. Will Kelly, his intended target.
The game getting tied, a tie game, under 5 minutes remaining. This is when you get the ball into the hands of your best players and allow them to make plays for you.
Lorenzo, we've been tied for almost 90 seconds. 62-62.
Another call that, if you're a fan of the Eagles, kind of leaves you scratching your head. So this is a question that I would love to ask officials if I ever have a chance. Are you calling what you see, or are you anticipating a call? It seemed a little bit anticipatory on that whistle.
Johnny Wysong, the true freshman from Easley, South Carolina, out of Wren, gets his first at the line, and it snaps the tie. Big high bounce, and we're back underway. This is Adams running the floor for Reinhardt University. A 1-point game. Lewis. Nate Lewis to Smith. Tyler Smith blows a tire, picked up by the Rams. Will Kelly double teamed and in trouble along the sideline as we get the foul.
Brazen James has been so good for Reinhardt on the defensive end, but a rare miscue for him in this one. Picking up the blocking foul and putting the Rams back to the line.
Reed is on for James.
He gave Coach Newton some quality minutes defensively, doing a nice job on Darian Oates, slowing him down. So now the onus falls on someone else to keep number 15 in check.
4 minutes, 7 seconds left to play in Waleska, Georgia. We're here nestled in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains. He gets both at the line. 65-62, thrilling Appalachian Athletic Conference basketball. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, and you're here along with us, our third man in the booth. Adams from this. In some danger. Oh, this one is loose down along the sideline. Reinhardt keeps it. They trail by 3. We've been tied 3 times. Reinhardt hasn't led since the opening minute. Here's the pull-up for the tie. It clatters out on Reed. He gets the board, tries again off the glass, and he's fouled, so he'll at least have a chance for 2.
Reed felt like he had enough space to pull that up, and with the shots that we've seen him hit over the course of the second half of the season, you cannot blame him for taking that one. But a nice job of Reed for following his shot, collecting that rebound, and drawing the foul.
That's Stockman and the true freshman Wysong talking on the far right side of your screen. At the line, the graduate student from Colorado Springs, Darian. It's still wild to me. His average is 10.8 points per game. It feels like every time he's at home, he scores 20 points.
Absolutely. The game against Bluefield, he was everywhere offensively, knocking down shots off the catch, putting the ball on the floor, getting to the rim, some nice moves in the mid-range. Of course, his bread and butter is that long ball. Darian Reed, a 48% three-point shooter on around 5 attempts a game.
It's a 2-point game. Reed. He gets both. 1 point separates these two teams. A 30-second timeout, and we'll take a timeout with them and be back with more college basketball in just a moment on the Southeast Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
At Schrei Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Schrei Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television. Make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Deep in the second half, 3:33 to play, and it's a 1-point game. The CIU Rams just barely in front of the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Flashing back to our pregame coverage, we picked Darian Oates, the new all-time leading scorer for CIU's Rams, and Nate Jones as our players to watch tonight. How have they done?
Darian Oates, one of the players to watch, 7 of 10 from the field, 14 points. Meanwhile, Reinhardt's player to watch, Nate Jones, 21 points on 8 of 14 from the field.
A nice kiss off the glass for the bucket. That's automatic, and it makes it a 3-point game, 67-64. 3:10 to play in Waleska.
In this kind of seesaw affair, the advantage always goes to the team that currently has the lead. So CIU has to feel good about where they are at this current moment. Of course, things can easily change with the flick of the wrist. We've seen the Eagles have guys that are capable of knocking down the long ball.
Seesaw affair is exactly right. It has been a seesaw since the halftime window. This all started out way back in the first half, a 14-0 run over the first 6 minutes of play. It really started after 2.5 minutes. Or you could call it over 6.5 minutes, a 19-3 run for CIU's Rams. Then Reinhardt kind of got some ground, and they were able to make it pretty close, a respectable score at the halftime break. We've got some real controversy brewing here at the scorers table. This is the official and Stockman. The Reinhardt students across the floor are razzing Stockman. Try and turn that camera just a little bit so you can see Stockton and the official at the end of the table. We've got 3 minutes exactly on the clock in a 2-point game, and James waiting at the line.
Anytime you get into a game like this, with the implications that this game has in terms of Appalachian Athletic Conference standing, tensions will be high. Every little thing will be thought about by both coaching staffs. Any advantage that you can find, you're going to try to find a way to retrieve it.
Well, it looks like everybody's satisfied. I wouldn't say happy, but satisfied. And it remains a 2-point game as the Rams go up and unable to glove it, but Heathcock tips it to a teammate. Two minutes, 49 seconds. Entry pass, Heathcock, turnaround, floater, loose, fighting for it. James and Lewis come down with it for Reinhardt.
Hustle by Nate Lewis. It was switched on to Darian Oates. James was stuck on Heathcock. Lewis sprinted down court to try to get a contest on Heathcock and also made a play to get the board.
What a battle down inside. Lewis can't finish it off. The ball rolls over the baseline, and this looks like it's going to the Rams. Never mind.
And the crowd was getting ready to mercilessly boo this officiating crew. They've been through a lot throughout this one. Fortunately, they were able to get the call right and give the ball to the Eagles.
For the lead, it rattles out on Reinhardt. DeAnthony Heathcock gets the board. 2:15 to play in a 2-point game, 67-65.
Things are getting really tight here.
The Rams, Brinson off the glass, boarded by James. This is going to be a quick trip. I think this is going to turn into a track meet. Less than 2 to play, 2-point game. Reinhardt, 468, off the mark. Jalen Brinson, the ball came right to his hands. A CIU Ram bucket here is huge, but a timeout. They want to be sure they're going to get this next look. We'll keep it here in the late stages. Thrilling action on the Southeast Sports Network between the CIU Rams and the Reinhardt University Eagles. Reinhardt University 11-10, 8-2 at home. The Rams 14-9, 6-5 on the road. Reinhardt in the midst of a miraculous turnaround of their season and looking to continue their winning ways at home tonight against CIU. It started with a big 19-3 run over about 6 minutes and change in that first half for the Rams. That put them way out in the front. Reinhardt able to dig their way back right before the halftime break, a 4-point game. Reinhardt started the second half with a 9-0 run, but still couldn't get a tie or get in the lead. CIU responded with a 9-2 run. Finally, Reinhardt was able to chip away at it, get us our second and third ties of the night, and ever since then, it's been 2, 4, 6-point game at the most. Now with a minute and 43 to play, 67-65. The Rams leading the Reinhardt Eagles on SCSN. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Lorenzo, what do fans need to know before we play these last 2 minutes?
Everything is going to be tight. Every little thing matters. This is truly now a possession-by-possession game. It has turned into a rock fight. Both teams, neither one is going to be willing to concede an inch. I would say that you want to get the ball in the hands of your best players and allow them to take you home. So expect to see a heavy dose of Nate Jones and Darian Oates.
This is Jalen Brinson for the inbounding pass. All the way back to Brandon Hunt. Hunt, the junior from Williamston, Michigan, teed up Jalen Brinson. He's on the far wing. 92 seconds left to play. Entry pass, back outside. Jalen Brinson tries it from the straightaway. It's off the mark, tipped up. Shot clock sounds as players battle for the ball, and CIU's Rams come out of traffic with the ball. And a timeout on the floor at such a crucial time.
When you have a 2-point lead, having a shot clock violation in that situation is not the worst thing in the world if you can get the ball to hit off the rim and you corral the rebound. And who was there? None other than Darian Oates. Right there to collect it. And the timeout call for the Rams, and they'll have another 19 seconds to get a shot up.
So the Rams are coming off of a loss to Union. The Bulldogs able to hold them off. They almost came back from a 19-point deficit. So they're no stranger to these close contests and trying to swing momentum. Meanwhile, on the other side, Reinhardt is coming off of a win where they came from behind a 9-point first-half deficit, and they won. That was a huge win against Pikeville.
Team that they beat, the University of Pikeville, U-Pike, a team that was #1 in the AAC coming into that game. They knocked U-Pike off of their perch after that win. Showing just how dangerous they have the potential to be.
On the straightaway, DeAnthony Heathcock giving off to Jalen Brinson, back across, far side on the wing. Kelly didn't like the pressure. Hunt, close side, on the wing. Brinson, oh my goodness, wrestles the twine with 61 seconds to play. That is a huge 3-ball.
Bit of a matchup zone there from Reinhardt. A wide open Jalen Brinson, and he made the Eagles pay by knocking down the trade.
The drive inside, the foul as Smith jams it. 46.4 seconds. So that'll give us a trip to the line for Reinhardt by Nate Lewis. A chance to get 2 back. Trailing by 5. This is going to be dicey for Reinhardt if they want to come away with a win. CIU's Rams are just 1 3-ball away, it feels like.
You have to do everything perfect in this situation. That means you have to knock down both of these free throws if you're Nate Lewis, just to give your team a chance. You would expect CIU to try to run this clock all the way down, which would leave Reinhardt with one last chance to tie the game up if they can get a stop.
Lewis gets both. The senior from Apopka, Florida, keeping Reinhardt in this.
Now Reinhardt is going to want to be aggressive, trying to get a steal, but you cannot commit a foul.
And a clutch time for a timeout. CIU's Rams burning a timeout. 46.4 on the clock, 70-67. And it's going to be a full timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here for that timeout. College Basketball Southeast Sports Network, Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. What's your sense? Am I off the mark in saying that one more 3-ball kind of puts this on the top shelf and it's out of reach of Reinhardt?
I mean, not necessarily just a 3-ball. Any type of bucket that CIU would get would essentially put the game out of reach, especially if they run the clock all the way down and hit a shot. You would expect them to try to free up Darian Oates, but he struggled to get free as Brazen James has done a tremendous job on him defensively. But if Reinhardt can manage to get a stop, they'll have one last opportunity to try to tie the game up. Again, the main thing here, you cannot foul them in the backcourt. Both teams in the bonus, so you do not want to put CIU on the free throw line. But you also want to balance that with being aggressive, trying to potentially force a turnover and getting quick points.
Here come the Rams of CIU. Justin Newton, head coach of the Eagles, checking in at the scorer's table. The Rams are out of timeouts. Off the inbound. Darian Oates nearly pickpocketed by Brazen James. He's in trouble but escapes. 40 seconds left to play. 70-67, 20 shot clock, 36 game. Oates driving, knifing his way inside over Smith. The shot and the putback. Jammed home by DeAnthony Heathcock, the senior from Cartersville.
And they don't get much bigger than that play right there. Nice job of Oates trying to force the issue, getting to the rim, and Heathcock, a beautiful putback.
21 seconds to pull up the 3 off the mark. DeAnthony Heathcock gets the board, and he's fouled intentionally down inside.
Darian Oates, again, tried to force the issue, tried to drive into the paint, Eagles did a good job of contesting his drive without fouling. Made it difficult for him to finish. But D'Anthony Heathcock coming over the top with the putback jam.
18 seconds, 17.9 showing on the clock. 5-point game, 72-67. CIU Rams lead. Heathcock looking for some clutch put-away points. The first goes.
That was Heathcock's 9th rebound, and none bigger than that one right there.
And he gets both. 74-67. 15 on the clock. Reinhardt, the pull-up. That goes. Darian Reed continues his streak of insane circus threes. And it cuts it back down to a 4-point game with 12 seconds to play. Now, it still feels like it would take an absolute miracle, but that one at least puts it sort of within reach for Reinhardt.
It gives you a chance, and again, if you can potentially force a turnover on this inbound, or you can force an errant pass and then try to score some quick points again, you're right.
Minutes, the Rams have outscored the Eagles 7-6. 9.5 seconds on the clock. 4-point game. CIU will inbound. This is Causey. Causey tips, stolen. Nate Lewis blows a tire as he drives inside. And this will go back to the Rams. I can't believe it, 6.8 on the clock.
And Lewis, a nice defensive play there, getting the steal. Tried to collect himself, but just could not calm himself down. Fell to the ground, and the ref called traveling. A lot of Eagle fans are probably not going to agree with that call, but by the letter of the law, it was a travel. Now, even less time for Reinhardt to try to mount a comeback in this one.
Don't move, Dio. Dio, don't move. The foul.
Quick foul.
And again, it goes back to the inconsistency of officiating. It was a very physical, this is a time where you're supposed to allow players to get physical when it comes to defending inbounds in tight games. You know that there's going to be a little bit of contact.
Brinson 3 for 3 at the line tonight, now 4 for 4 as he pushes the lead of the CIU Rams to 5.
That whistle going on Darian Reed in that moment, definitely a crushing blow for Reinhardt and their chances to come back and win this ball game.
76-70, 6 seconds, 5, 4 seconds, 3. Here's the pull-up, and the 3 goes. Now the clock is showing 1.4. We'll see if they roll it back at all. A timeout taken by the Eagles.
1.8. I got you. Yeah, I thought it was
Okay, and you can hear the ref right there. He's asking for 1.8 seconds on the clock in Waleska, Georgia, as Nakai Fisher checking in at the table. Timeout taken by Justin Newton and the Reinhardt Eagles.
So again, it might take a minor miracle for Reinhardt to figure out a way to win this game. Improbable, but not impossible if you can find a way, again, to get a turnover off this inbound. Reinhardt has 1 timeout remaining. Potentially get a steal in a quick timeout from Coach Newton. And then you have a chance to hoist up a 3 for the chance to tie. But it all starts here on defense, trying to force a turnover on this inbound.
All the Rams have to do to lock up their 15th win this season, their 14th win in conference play, is inbound the ball. There's no way Reinhardt can do anything if the Rams can get it in play. 1.8 seconds is too fast. It'll be gone. Even so, they'll have to send him to the line and they'd have to bomb it up the floor. It's just not going to happen. This is it. 0.7 seconds. That was quick.
Jalen Brinson, lightning quick, immediately off of that whistle, running to the ball. There were no white jerseys around him. And now he looks to put the finishing touches on a very quality outing.
He's 5 for 5 at the line tonight, and as you can see, milling about, he is the only Ram on that end of the floor. He gets that, and it's a 4-point game. There's no way. His second won't go. He boards it, and that'll do it for us in Waleska, Georgia. Reinhardt University falls to the CIU Rams on the Southeast Sports Network. Congratulations to the Rams. They come up with a 77-73 nail-biter victory and rise to 15-9 on the year. They rise to 14-6 in conference play. That's their 7th road win. Reinhardt drops to 500, 11-11 overall, 10-9 in conference play. Really great turnaround for Reinhardt University's Eagles, and some great games coming up. Before I go over what's next for these two programs, your quick thoughts on tonight.
Reinhardt did a nice job of battling, staying in the fight, playing hard, especially in that second half. When things got difficult, when they went down 16, they did not quit. But it turns out that the deficit was too much to overcome in the end. And a nice victory for the CIU Rams as they pick up the first of 2 matchups between these two ball clubs.
A quick look back on tonight, a 19-3 run in the first half for CIU sparked them to an early lead, and they couldn't quite capitalize on that. They ended up going to a close halftime, 4-point game. Reinhardt comes out a 9-0 run in the early stages of the second half. CIU responded with a 9-2 run, and it was 2, 4, 6 points for almost that entire second half, right down to the wire. CIU's Rams able to come up with a win and walk away with it. Taking a look at what's coming up next for these two programs. On Saturday at St. Andrews for the Reinhardt Eagles. Then on next Wednesday at Bryan College up in Dayton, Tennessee. Finally, on the 17th, we'll be back here on the Southeast Sports Network as they host Montreat. And for the CIU Rams, a home game against Milligan coming on Saturday. Then on the road at Pikeville on Wednesday. And finally, a week off, they'll battle Reinhardt again, and that's going to be at CIU. Any final thoughts on tonight, Lorenzo, for the fans from you?
Take anything away from this if you're a fan of the Reinhardt Eagles. Do not take away that this team is not capable of competing. They are very capable of competing with anyone day in and day out here in this conference. And they're going to continue to fight. And they're going to be a team that nobody wants to play as this season progresses and we go into the Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament.
Great game here today. We want to thank you for being with us. A lot of fun. For Reinhardt's Eagles, the Rams of CIU, Lorenzo Robinson, I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long from Waleska, Georgia. The final score, a Reinhardt Eagle victory, 77-73. This has been college basketball. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live in our copyright material. Today's game will be archived inside of the Apper platform where you viewed it and available for replay. This has been a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
a builder,
I coach,
culinary arts, auditor,
a firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge, open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyestoofficiating.com.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
At Schrei Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Schrei Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Schrei Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Schrei Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Schrei Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.